Hello guys, my name is Pascal Sungu and this is Pascal Flix TV. As you know, today the very first episode of inspiring you, giving you stories that will be able to inspire you and that will be able to give you hope and that will be able to, make you feel like you are not alone. So today I'm joined by a lady who is living with a disability. She has only one hand. She'll share the rest of the story of her story with us, and let's just jump straight into it. So first of all, what's your name?
My name is Lynette.
Yes, Lynette.
Linet Kagasa. As you said, Lynette is a lady who lives with a disability.
Okay.
It's a physical disability where my both lower limbs are missing, and also my left hand.
Okay.
And but above all, I'm happy.
Yeah, I can see that. So, Lynette, what I'm really wondering, how do you manage to do your, like, for example, household chores or, wash your clothes or anything else? Do you get help or do you do it yourself?
Yes, definitely, I do it myself.
How do you do it with your one hand?
I don't know how I will explain how I do it unless that is practical. So unless you see me doing it.
Exactly.
But I do it.
Okay.
That is for sure. I do most of my household chores alone.
What?
Yes.
I'm very surprised. I really don't know how I can, survive with just one hand. So tell us your story. Were you born like this or?
Okay, I wasn't born this way.
Okay.
I was born with my legs. The only thing that was missing is my hand. It's congenital.
Okay.
I was born this way. But for my limbs, lower limbs, I had my legs.
Okay.
But I along the way, around when I was in class 5, I started developing some complications.
Okay.
But you see, me, I was brought up in my maternal home. I was brought up by my grandmother.
Okay.
And you see, those the old men and women, wale wazee wa kitambo, they couldn't understand much. So for her, the moment I had the pain, she would just maybe massage my legs with some hot water. Little did we know that it was a disability that was developing.
Okay.
So when I did my class 8, now we started seeing some deformities on my legs. So they started folding from the knee. Instead of me growing tall, now I was growing shorter and shorter. So I was forced to go to now a special school, that is Joyland in Kisumu.
Okay.
So while in Joyland now, we started meeting doctors from Kijabe who could examine us, check on our level of disability, and when I was informed to now things worsened, I started walking literally on my knees. So my legs bent from
So all through your primary school, you are just walking like normally?
Yes.
For real?
Yes, I used to walk.
Then what happened? You said when you're in Form 1, Form 2?
Yes. Now the condition worsened. It was a condition that affected the bones. I can't remember the name of the condition, but it affected the bones. So instead of growing tall, I was growing shorter and shorter and shorter. So when I went to the hospital, the doctors had recommended I go do straightening. They just straightened my legs and the bones. But now, the first time I went, the doctor who was supposed to do the surgery wasn't in. So they had to rebook me again. But now when they changed the dates, the bones now, they couldn't straighten. Already zilikuwa zishakuwa ngumu. So the only solution was amputation. And so I went through amputation in 2008. It was challenging. You see, it begins with acceptance. So for me, accepting that now I will no longer walk, I will have to use a wheelchair, I will have to depend on someone for mobility. By then there were no these electronics wheelchairs, they were rare, they were for those big people. But sisi hao chini lazima tungetumia manual. So like now I couldn't take it that now I will have to use a wheelchair for mobility. I remember when I came from the hospital, and by then I was in Form 3. When I did the amputation, I was in Form 3.
That's
so
Kijabe Hospital?
Yeah, Kijabe Mission Hospital. So I was to now join Form 4 in 2009. That first term, it was hard for me.
Was it painful after the amputation?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was very painful. It was very painful. Even as per now, there are times when the pain will come. You feel the pain when you likwanga those days. You feel the pain. It's so much. But now I was just told those are nerves. They are responding. But after that amputation, it was very painful. I used to spend most of my time in bed. I didn't want anything to do with the wheelchair. I didn't want to sit on a wheelchair. For me, I was still in denial. So whatever the challenges I went through was just acceptance and denial.
Okay, yeah. Now take us through your education. Now that the unfortunate things happened to you, you still managed to finish school, right?
Yes.
And now you're working.
Yes.
Would you mind, taking us through that? How you went to school, to college, or even to university, and now where you are right now?
Yes, I'll try to take us there.
Yeah.
I was brought up in Vihiga County, in some small village there. As I said, initially I was brought up by my grandmother.
Yes.
Maybe just to explain why I was brought up by my grandmother. When I was born with my left hand missing, my dad disowned me.
What?
So my mom had to go back to the village, to our maternal home. For her it is paternal. So when she went there, I thank God she breastfed me. And then along the way, because of the insults, you see the way people used to handle disability by then, they used to take to abuse her, tell her how she's brought taboo to the community. So she also took off. But at least I was at a better age. She never left me at that young age per se. So I was brought up with my grandmother. And now joining school, it was a bit challenging. Because now getting acceptance, ile ukubalike katika shule, they could see you as you have a disability. So how will you be able to do homework? For them, they didn't believe that you can just do something with one hand. So me, I remember I just followed other kids to school. I went to school and the school accepted me. So I was enrolled in nursery. I went through nursery.
All this time you were living with your grandmother?
Yes.
Okay.
Until now.
Even now?
Until maybe when I'm getting married now. As now when we'll part ways, but I've been with her all throughout my life.
How about your mom?
My mom, she's there, but okay. But personally, I've never stayed with my mom. Like you say, daughter and mother, we've never.
You said your dad sort of abandoned you.
Yes.
Is he still alive, or do you even know where he is?
Surprisingly, they looked for me in 2018.
They looked for you?
Yes.
Your mom and dad, or your dad?
My dad. My mom was there. My mom, after she went, she resurfaced again. But now, by then I was in class 5. Actually, when she came home, I didn't know she's my mother. She found me home and she asked me, you go call grandmother. And I ran to the shamba calling grandmother. I didn't know this is my mother. So later on when I was told this is your mother, I was like, huh? And where have you been? I used to call my grandmother mom because that is the person I knew as mom. So dad, he disappeared completely. He never showed up anywhere until now. In 2018, one of my sisters now, his daughter, looked for me. And I met him. I've met him once. I met him in 2019. That was on 23rd of August. That time only. And then we stopped communication. Then early this year we started again communicating. So I'm planning to go and see him again.
Your dad.
Yes.
Did he maybe like apologize for abandoning you or something? Because even for me, mtu kama anaweza rudi sahi, kama maisha yangu sasa iko sawa, mimi naweza kataa. Yes. But how did you handle the whole thing? Him coming back, did he apologize or?
Yes, he apologized when I went to meet him. He apologized before the people. Actually, for me, I had that desire, but I didn't have that person to ask who is my dad, because no one was talking about it. You couldn't hear anyone talk about it, leave alone my uncles. When well-wishers would come wanting to maybe to support me in education, when they asked about my father, my uncles wouldn't want to talk much about it. I would just hear he rejected her, he left her. But I had that desire. I really wanted to know who is my father. You see, that identity, you need to have an identity. And as a lady, I was growing up also. So I didn't want to mess up. I find out that I'm getting married to my brother. So I had that desire of meeting my dad.
So your dad has some other family somewhere, right?
Yes, he married another wife.
Okay.
So me, I just wanted to know, is my father alive? Where is my home? And I think after I met them, I think I was satisfied. So
you needed that closure, right?
Yeah, that one only. I even didn't want them to come back like I'm going back to my home now. For me, I just wanted to know, where did I come from? How is my father? Do I resemble him, or it's something different? So when I saw him and we met, and
do you resemble him? There's some sort of resemblance, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yes.
You must have been very happy meeting him.
Yes, I was very happy, and something that I really thank God for.
Wow. Let's go for a break. But as we go for a break, let me just talk to the parents out there. If you have a child that has some special needs, don't run away. Please kindly don't do anything like that. That will, for example, affect that child for the rest of his or her life. So we'll be back. Don't touch the dial. Okay, so we are back. Kagasha, you are telling us about how your dad abandoned you. And now we would like to know, how did you finish your education, and what are you currently doing? Just that.
Okay, my schooling class 8. I did my class 8 in 205.
That is Joyland?
No, it was a school in Vihiga called Kitulu Primary.
Kitolo?
Kitulu.
Kitulu.
Yes, I schooled in Kitulu Primary School.
Yes.
It was a regular school, and I passed.
You still had your legs though, right?
Yes, by then I had legs, but they were paining. Now they were paining.
Okay.
So I couldn't do things hizo za kucheza now. Nilikuwa nimeacha. So when I did my class 8, I passed. But the challenge came now on getting the school fees. So I was called in Goibei Girls.
Goibei.
Yes, that's a school in Vihiga as well.
Okay.
But because of the nature, I couldn't go there.
Okay.
That's why I went to Joyland.
Okay.
And me going to Joyland again, it's a miracle, because after I cleared, now I saw there was no fees. So me, I opted to start selling tomatoes, omena, oranges, kitungu, and dimu.
Just in Vega.
Yes. I just used to do it from home, just on our gate.
Okay.
That's where I used to do it. My grandmother gave me 200 shillings, and 200 shillings by then, it was quite a lot of money. So I went to the market, I bought those stuffs, and I started selling. So there was this lady. That's how God brings angels.
God has angels everywhere.
Yes, in form of human beings. You may despise someone, but that person is an angel.
Very true.
So this lady came. She's called Madam Alice Mudegu. So she came. The first day she came, she asked me, "Do you have ndimu?" By then I didn't have ndimu. Kamwambia, "No, I don't have at the moment." She went away. Again after 2 days, she passed again. she wasn't coming even at the table I was selling. She could just ask, like when she's some 10 or 15 meters away, do you have ndimo? No, I don't have. She went away. Now she came the third time. And this third time I was getting irritated because I was feeling, why is this lady? She's keeping on asking me for ndimu. She asked me yesterday, I told her I don't have. Today she's coming again, she's asking for the same thing. But this time round, she moved closer. And she asked me, do you have ndimu? Nikamwambia, no, I don't have at the moment. Sijaenda soko. And she told me, so what do you have? So she started touching the things I was selling. And when she looked at me, she asked me, and why are you not in school? So me, I told her, me, I cleared school. So for me, I knew clearing class 8, I'm done with education. So she asked me, you are done with school, meaning have you cleared Form 4 or it's college? I laughed. Nikamwambia, no, it's class 8. And she told me, no, class 8 you haven't cleared. You're supposed to be going in Form 1. By that time, already Form 1 students have reported. Nikamwambia, no, me, I don't have school fees. So I opted to start doing business so that I can be able to support myself and support my grandmother as well. So she told me, how many marks did you score? Nikamwambia marks yenye nilipata. So she told me, that's good marks. And which school were you called in? Nikamwambia I was called in Goibe Girls. By then it was a provisional school. She told me, Goibe is a nice school. You should go there. Nikamwambia, but where is the school fees? So she told me, whom do you stay with? Nikamwambia, I stay with my grandmother and my uncle. She told me, can I see them? For me, it's okay. So I directed her to the house. She went, talked to my grandmother. She told them, I'll see if I can be able to support her. So after like 4 days, she came. And she told me, I want us tomorrow, we go to Goibe Girls, we see if they can still accommodate you. So when we went to the school, the principal was very much willing to accommodate me, to still admit me, although the deadline was passed. But now the challenge was the terrain. The school was on a hill, it's somehow hilly. So my mobility now became an issue. So she told me, and with your condition, the way I'm seeing your legs, you may not be able to maneuver in this school. But in the meantime, we'll just work with the school. If I get another school that is better, I will take you there. She went out and then she searched for a school. She found Joyland. Okay. So we went to Joyland. She went herself. She went and she collected the admission letter. She brought it. After 2 days, she called me. She called my uncle and told my uncle, I'll be coming to pick Lynette. I take you to Kisumu. You go do shopping for her. So she gave us money.
Wow.
And I bought school uniform.
Wherever that woman is, may God bless you.
Yeah, sure. I always pray for her, and I'm still thinking of what I can do for her because she helped me. If there is one person who made me change my mentality,
she's indeed an angel.
Yes.
Now you are transferred to Joyland.
Yes, now I went to Joyland Form 1. I schooled there. She's also the one who looked for the sponsors. Now it was called Lillian Foundation. So they took me in. They paid my school fees all along from Form 1 to Form 4. I cleared that. The ones who paid my hospital bill in Kijabe. And now I cleared Form 4. I did in 2009, but because of the pains, na ile denial, utaki kukaa kwa wheelchair, so it affected my studies. So I had to repeat in 2010.
Your legs were amputated in when you were in Form 2?
Form 3.
Form 3.
That is 2008.
Wow.
Yes. So she also accepted they will pay my fees. So they paid my fees in 2010. I did my Form 4. I passed. Again, shida ikaanza. I don't have fee to proceed on. So I went back to my business. Wow. I went back to sell my omena and sell my... left to suffer the pain. He said, he told me, university rule, the way it is, we don't allow ladies in hostel room before this time, and after this time, why were you found there? The next thing, you never screamed, so how do you want us to believe that you are raped?
Now they turn the whole thing to be your fault.
Yes.
What?
Were it not for Nairobi Women Hospital, I think I would be dead. Because by then I was attending their clinics. You see, when you go through an assault, there are some clinics you go through, counseling session. So when that thing, I went to a disciplinary session like today, and tomorrow morning I'm supposed to be in the hospital. I went to the hospital. There was this lady, Abigail Kiabi. This lady stood with me. She could walk with me, twende na yeye hosi, ana skip classes. Disciplinary, tulienda na yeye, akakaa hapo kwa mlango akiningoja. Ame skip class, ame skip cards. May God bless her. She helped me.
She's still alive?
Yes, she is.
May God bless her.
In fact, we are still friends. She's in Nairobi.
So what happened to this guy? He just walked scot-free?
Yes. Alienda hivi. So umeshaambiwa you took yourself. What will you do? In fact, what followed after that, it was warning letter after another. Warning letter after another.
You were given warning letter?
Yes. I was given several warning letters.
Man, for reporting a guy who raped you?
Yes.
I'm tempted to... You tell me the name of the university.
No, I won't mention it.
That is an injustice.
I won't mention it. Let me just keep it because it's something that happened. Ishapita.
Bygone.
Yeah, it's a bygone. So hata sasa ukiamua kuiamsha, hata sijui mtu aliendanga wapi. Nairobi Hospital treated me well.
Wow.
They took me in. In fact, sasa hata hao ndo walinisaidia wakastopisha shule waache kunisumbua because they told them, if you continue this way, this is someone who was assaulted. You can't blame her. You can't blame her at any cost. And if you continue this way, we will now take up the matter. So hao ndo walinisaidia at least because now things were getting worse. There's a day I tried to commit suicide because I was so tired.
Yeah, in your a person in your situation, hata mimi mwenyewe, I would have thought of, contemplated suicide. Because you see, here you've been raped. You are trying to explain to these people what has happened. They are putting the blame on you. No one is on your side.
In fact, even my uncles, some of my aunts, they never believed it. In fact, one of my uncle, nilimwambia, and he told me, wewe ulienda shule, umeanza kufatana na wanaume tena. That thing pricked me. It pricked my heart. And that is one of the reasons that I almost wanted to do it. And no one knows in my family that at some point I wanted to commit suicide. And in my room, nikiwa campus. But I thank God. He allowed me to go through that so that maybe I can encourage someone.
It's true.
Yes, because you see many people, and that is a challenge that persons with disabilities, some of us, we go through, especially ladies. You may find someone is purporting to be helping you, but they will take advantage of
Very
you.
true.
Yes. After that now, I was dating a man. Was he a man or a boy? I was dating someone.
In the university as well?
No, he wasn't in university.
Okay.
So na yeye venye nilimwambia I've been raped. The guy never believed it. So one day he tricked me. Kaniambia, Emmanuel, naomba kuja kwangu unisaidie kupika kitu. I'm really unwell and very weak. Mimi na huyo mapenzi imenibeba. Nimetoka shule naenda. Nikafika kwa mlango, mtu hayuko. Nikamngoja. I waited until around 6 evening. And you see, amenitumia tu fare ya kuenda, hajanitumia ya kurudi. So I just had to wait mpaka afike. Kurudi, Pascal, this guy was someone tulijuana, alikuwa anaenda church. Mtu kurudi, amelewa chaka.
What?
And I was like, God, what has happened? Kiromba nikamuuliza, George, nini imekufanyikia? What has happened? Hakunijibu. Tukaingia kwa nyumba. So mi nikasema, let me prepare something faster. Because ameniambia kwa mgonjwa but amelewa, so I don't know even kama ugonjwa ni pombe or it was something else. So I cooked very fast. Alikuwa anapenda rice na mayai, so I prepared rice with the eggs. After preparing, nikampea kakula. Nikamwambia, now you'll have to sort me fare so that I rush back to school because I don't want to get late. Anambia, I'll give you but wait. 7 ikafika, nothing. 8 nikaona mjamaa amesimama na akaenda kafunga mlango. Nikamwambia, you are locking the door. I need to go. You haven't given me fare.
You are hawking in the streets of Nairobi on a wheelchair.
Yes.
Wow.
We could go walk to the offices. We sell necklaces. We sell the biondos, the earrings holder, the serviette boxes, trays, table mats. So this particular day, we go hawk. But this day ilikuwa imekauka. We never got anything. So tuko stage, we are wondering now, how do we go? We are only left with fare. We don't have food in the house.
There are those bad days.
There are those bad days. And matatu, you understand, matatu ya Nairobi, for persons with disability, kitambo pate gari. Wow, it was a drama. So Susan was busy trying to hunt for a car yenye itatufikisha nini. We used to stay in a place called the Kimbo, not far from KU. So there's this one matatu ikakuja ikasimama, and there was a lady who was sitting in the front. The lady saw the way Susan was struggling, na akamuita, akamwambia, mnatafuta gari? Akamwambia, yeah, mimi naweza shuka niende nikae nyuma, yeye akae hapa, na wewe ukae na yeye na wheelchair iweko huko juu. So tukaingia kwa gari. When the lady was alighting, she alighted on the way. She wrote down her number. She gave me the number. Kaniambia, when you reach home, call me. So she paid our fare. See, now God has made a way. Someone has paid for us our fare, so we still have our money for supper. So we get home. Susan akaniambia, you call her, she might be an angel. You see, we are looking for destiny helpers. We really need people to help us. Just call her. So I call her. She introduces herself, tells me, and she asks me, what do you do? Tell her, I do beadwork. And she asks me, do you have a shop? I'm no. I just do online, and also I work with the order, and sometimes I just go walk around. So she told me, I'll one day come visit you. I see there is a way I can assist you. Now tukafurahi. Sema, this is a door that God has opened. So the lady was good. She was very good, and the people they were working with, they were very good. So we started differing when now she organized for a fundraise. So this fundraise, they raised some amount. She was to give us. We go open a shop to beauty, because she asked me if I can do a beauty shop, and me being mtu mwenye napenda vitu za mapambo. So I told her, yes, I can do. She told us we go look for a shop. We write down the stock we need. So shida ikatokea when she wanted to give me the money. So akitaka kunipatia, me being a Christian, namwambia, you see, for us, before we start this business, we feel we should give 10% of the amount, charge to, because hii pesa imetoka kwa watu different. You never know. Hapo ndo lady akakasirika. You can't use my money that way. You can't use my money. I won't give you my money. You go give tithe. you will work with this, and then after that kakwambia no, that is not the way we are going to work. You are very strict. Again, tunataka help lakini tuko strict. So
you also have your principles. And that is very important.
Yes, it's very important because you see, as a Christian, huwezi anza tu kitu hivyo hivyo kimaembe maembe. You have to start with God. So I remember one day tulikuwa tu jioni, we've just eaten. We had not even eaten supper. We were just seated in the house. So she calls me and she starts to quarrel me. And okay, I thank God she had made me to meet some good people in this country, big people. For the first time, nikatumia flight. So akaanza kanigombeza.
About what?
About the cash now. Juu unataka kusaidiwa, unajifanya utaki kusaidika. She talked a lot of stuff. So at the end of it, akanitumia hiyo pesa na hakuongea. Si mtu amekutumia tu pesa na aongei. Nikaambia so hii pesa tutumie kweli. Mtu alikuwa anataka kunisaidia, but now ananitumia pesa na amenigombeza. Hata tukienda kufungua business yenyewe itafanya ikisirani. So akaniambia tumrudishie tu hiyo pesa. Tukarudisha.
Ulirudisha pesa? How much was it?
Hiyo yenye alikuwa amenitumia mara ya kwanza was it 50,000.
50,000? Mimi hata kama ndo nimekosana sikurudishi.
But then it was good money.
That's good money.
Yeah. And it was a lot by then. Sasa hii 50,000 si mingi sana.
Mama, uliona ni kama mtu anataka kukuuza mahali. Na hiyo pesa.
But then niliogopa tu nikasema because bado kuna zingine watu wengine walikuwa wamepledge, wamesema nikishafungua business now they will come bring their money. Kamwambia acha nirudisha. So the moment nilirudisha, tulirudisha the following day. Hatukurudisha immediately, tulirudisha the following day. The moment tulirudisha hivi, kapigiwa safu.
Ile mlikuwa umesha apply. Mkapigiwa simu.
So kama ninge insist nifanye hiyo business, then maybe I couldn't get Safaricom job.
Very true.
Because now God saw huyu msichana amesacrifice. She has fought for me. Ameniweka that first priority, and that is what people need to do. Put God first priority.
Ni Mungu alikuwa anakuguide. Mungu.
So the moment nilirudisha naye, napigiwa tu simu. Ambiwa you've been successfully selected. Tuliscream kwa nyumba.
Wow.
We screamed literally because now tukikumbuka what we've gone through. Kasema God, thank you. So I went kufanya interviews. Nikamaliza levels zote. Kumaliza levels zote za interview, tunangoja result. Mimi natumiwa email regret. Regret. Kaambia, nikaonyesha Susu, akaniambia mimi siamini kama hii ni yako. Kama
regret inamaanisha kwamba you didn't get the job. For those who don't know. Regret inamaanisha kwamba you didn't pass the interview.
Yes.
Men.
I wondered. By then I had picked a number of one lady there. So I called her. Kamwambia, kwani nini sikufanya? Yenye sikupata, sikupita, yenye mmenipea regret. Kaniambia, are you sure? I saw your name on those who've been selected. Are you sure? Kaniambia, I'm sure because I have the email. Kaniambia, you send me the email, forward me the email. Kamforwardia. Kaniambia, I think that email came by mistake.
Hey. You see God now.
So the following day, na wakanitumia tena a successful one. Kaambiwa congratulations. You've been selected for the job. And that's how I got the job. Mi sikutamak, I won't say I tamaked.
Kuhawk kwa street na nini sio kutamak?
Hiyo sikutamak. You see people tamak, people they work years and years. But for me, you see I graduated in July. By October, nishapata job. I started training in November. We trained in November, December 2017 to sign a contract.
And here you are.
And here I am. I'm still there, still serving customers.
Wow.
And still hoping for better future.
Lynette, tell us, this is, that's him.
Yeah, is my fiancé.
Okay.
My husband to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Peter, tell us, where did you meet and how is it going so far?
Okay, first I'm Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Udwur Lynette, she's my fiancée.
Mm-hmm.
Like your fiancée, and we're believing God for our wedding this year.
Wow.
Maybe,
Invite me.
Yeah, I will. That one I will.
Yeah.
So I met her in last year.
Mm-hmm.
And when we met, there are these things people are saying that my brother, like I have my friends, I have even the man of God I was staying with. And the man of God I was staying with, I believe that when I went to him to introduce the fiancé I got, now her now. So I knew from my heart now, from this point, I will have a full support from this man of God, because if it is everything, even finance, because this is a person that I've stayed with for a long time. But what happened? He changed. He told me that you are my son. You have stayed in my house for years. I've taken you to school. I've done a lot of things for you. You cannot come to me with a lady ana miguu ana mikono.
What?
You are somebody. You are a person that
Your pastor told you that?
Yes.
Man.
So when I heard this, this thing changed even the minds of friends in the church. The friends that I was having them with. So I found out time. Now when I was trying to invite now friends, there's friends now, you are inviting them to the committee of the wedding. Now I was telling them I want you to join this committee you are having, because these are having weddings. So each and every one you tell something like that will tell you, no Peter, not me. You are a person that we knew. You cannot just come from somewhere, this kind of a lady. So because of that, count me out. So as I'm speaking with you right now, 90% of my friends, they have left me.
What?
Yeah. They've just left because of this. Now the only support that now I'm having is from the family. Only.
Your immediate family?
Yeah. The parents, mom and dad, my brothers, my sisters. They are the people who told me that if you love her, we'll also help you to love her.
Wow.
So it takes a big heart, because if I being influenced by what my friends were being telling me, then I think I could have gone their way. I could have said it their way. My friends, I cannot lose friends because of this. So kama ni acha ikae. Number two, that man of God aliniambia, if this kind of life you're going to continue, and I'm telling you na uwezi ukanini, then you are no longer my son. Yeah, you're no longer my son, and never come to my church again.
What?
Initially, I was on like in the church. I was in the praise and worship. I was an associate pastor. I was a keyboardist. But because of the occasion, what happened? They told me, now you are no longer part of us.
Just because you want to marry her?
Yeah. something like that. So it is a challenge, and even though we are going to wed, but the truth of it is that from my side, I felt a lot. What people are telling me in the social media, the friends that I was having close, and the people that I knew that these kind of friends, that the people who would stand with me, kama ni pesa nijua wanaye watasimama, lakini sasa ndio nimewapoteza wote sasa. So nikasema tu, there is this part of the Bible says in Jeremiah 17 verse 5 that cast is he who trusts in a man. So nikasema, if I will be cast because I'm trusting my fellow people, now men, then I'd rather go the way of God than trusting them. So nikasema, kama ni yao, wacha tu ikae nao. And I told God that, God, if truly I entered this with my heart and with myself, then I know I will end it well. But if it is also not your will, then also let the result come. So that is the situation.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an amazing story, Peter.
It is.
Don't give up.
I won't.
Please don't.
Kama ni ku give up, I think by now natungekuwa naye.
Wow.
Yeah, natungekuwa naye. Because the pressures nimepata. Some, some of these friends, they were using also some of my sisters. Just
convince you to.
Yeah, tell your brother not to do this kind of things.
You think you have lost your mind or something?
Yeah. Okay, umejua, according to them, what they are saying. And wanasema, Peter, there are two things that has happened to you. Number one, that lady amekuroga kidi.
Man.
Ndio maana. Yes, they're saying that. Number two, they're saying that that lady has money. Sasa ndio maana wewe sasa wewe unaoa pesa, something like that. So nikasikia tu venye wanaongea, nikasema tu, but the truth of the matter is nimepoteza marafiki.
Lynette, this is a very great man, an awesome guy. I've heard him speak. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Na naomba na hiyo harusi lazima mimi nikuje. Hata kama ni kubeba ring, mimi ndio nitabeba ring.
You're welcome.
Correct.
You're welcome. That one you must attend.
Okay.
Yes.
So thank you guys for watching. It's been an amazing story. You've heard it all. Wow, I can't add or even remove anything from this story. So until another time, see you. Remember to subscribe. Have a good night. Have a good day. Bye-bye.